The seven wonders of the ancient world represent some of the most impressive structural achievements of their time. All seven of these structures were said to have existed just a short distance from one another throughout southern Europe, North Africa, and the Middle East. While just one of these structures remains standing today, these fascinating feats of engineering provide a glimpse into the complex cultures that existed within these ancient communities. Let's break them down. First up, you know it, you love it, it's the Great Pyramid of Giza in Egypt, which is both the oldest and largest of the seven structures. Standing at an initial height of 147 meters and dating back around 4,500 years, the pyramid is the only ancient wonder still left standing. That said, it has lost 8 meters in height. Built as a tomb for Pharaoh Khufu, the pyramid is believed to have taken over 20 years to build, and its 2.3 million stone bricks weigh around 5.75 million tons. While the ancient Egyptians' ability to build such a gigantic structure is shrouded in conspiracy, we actually know a great deal about how the pyramids were built. Spoiler, it was through years of intensive labour and genius engineering, and no, it doesn't involve aliens. Up next, we have the Hanging Gardens of Babylon. Described as being filled with waterfalls and exotic fruits, with flowers and tropical plants cascading down its walls, the Hanging Gardens of Babylon are the second oldest structure on the list, dating back around 2,600 years, though some people suspect it never actually existed. It's believed to have been built by the ruler of Babylonia, King Nebuchadnezzar II, for his wife Ametis. The Hanging Gardens of Babylon are mentioned in several Greek and Roman texts, but the site where it once stood, believed to be in modern-day Iraq, has never been found. Some speculate the gardens were destroyed by an earthquake some 700 years after its construction, but we've yet to find any archaeological evidence of the structure in the region. Number 3 is the Temple of Artemis, which was located in the ancient city of Ephesus, now modern-day Turkey, around 2,500 years ago. It was the first all-marble temple ever built in Greece, and it was constructed as a place of worship for the Greek goddess of the hunt, Artemis. The temple's beauty even prompted Greek engineer and physicist Philo of Byzantium to claim it put all the other wonders in the shade. While the temple went through phases of destruction and rebuilding, its fate was sealed some 200 years after its final construction by a man named Herostratus, who set the structure alight in an effort to achieve fame as the destroyer of this much-loved wonder. What was left of the temple was further destroyed 100 years later by an earthquake, but the remains have recently been dug up by archaeologists. In at 4, we have the statue of Zeus, erected 2,400 years ago in Olympia in Greece by the Greek sculptor Phidias. The 12-metre-tall statue, made largely of ivory, showed the Greek god of Zeus on a gold-encrusted throne covered in gemstones. In one hand, the statue held an eagle-topped scepter, and in the other, a statue of Nike, the goddess of victory. While the exact date of its destruction is unknown, it's believed the statue was lost sometime in the 5th century BCE. Some think it was a fire or perhaps an earthquake that caused the enormous statue to collapse. Others think it was destroyed by hand and pieces of it sent off to different cities. Number 5 is the Mausoleum of Halicarnassus. Halicarnassus, the capital of Caria, was once a thriving ancient city that now sits in modern-day Turkey. It was erected over 2,300 years ago as an above-ground tomb for Mausolus, the king of Caria. The structure was described as a pyramid shape with 63 columns at the top, with the interior covered in intricate carvings, art, and sculptures. The mausoleum was ultimately believed to be destroyed by several earthquakes in the 12th and 15th centuries, but some remains of the structures do still stand today. Coming up next is the Colossus of Rhodes. Built over 2,300 years ago, the Colossus of Rhodes was a statue of the Greek sun god Helios, made by the sculptor Charis of Lindos. A victory monument, the statue was erected in honour of Rhodes' successful defence against a year-long siege by the Macedonian army led by Demetrius I of Macedon. While nothing remains of the statue today, it was thought to have stood on a 15-metre-tall 3-tiered column, with the statue itself measuring 34 metres in height. The statue collapsed after an earthquake some 100 years after its construction, but its remains stuck around for another 800 years after being toppled. And finally, we have the Lighthouse of Alexandria, the youngest of all the seven wonders. It was constructed some 2,300 years ago and served as a functioning lighthouse for the small island of Pharos in Egypt. Standing at an estimated 122 metres tall, the structure was made from sandstone and limestone, and it was one of the tallest human-made structures for centuries. At the top, there was a mirror that reflected the sun during the day, and then a fire that was lit at night. The lighthouse later collapsed in the mid-14th century as a result of coastal erosion and earthquakes. Despite efforts to salvage the structure, what remains now lies underwater. While the jury's still out on the existence of some of these structures, the remains of many still stand today. They can be visited in their modern-day locations of Greece, Turkey, Iraq, and Egypt. If you could go back in time and check out one of these structures for yourself, which one would you like to see? Leave your answers in the comments below and be sure to like and subscribe to IFL Science, and we'll see you next time.